and welcome. My name is Mwangala Chakalashi Santos. Now, today's episode is a very special one because my face and my hair was done with compliments of Afropologie. We give you a chance for you to see on set as my face is being done, and of course my hair being styled with compliments of Afropologie. Returning back to natural hair because black is beautiful. That is a topic we're looking at today. Now, to help me get started or to answer some of the questions that a lot of people have out there, we have Esnat Mumba, all the way from Afropologie. Esther, welcome to the show.
Thank you
Esnat,
very
rather.
much.
Is it Esther? Is it Esnat?
It's Esnat, but some people call me Esther, and I get it. My young sister is Esther.
Oh, wow. Okay, so Esnat is the name.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so today we're looking at natural hair, returning back to natural hair, and because black is beautiful. In the recent years, we've seen a number of women going natural. Why do you think that is happening?
I think a lot of us are realizing that wearing ourselves the way we are is the best thing we can do, and it has its benefits as well. And we still have some that are still wearing caps over their natural hair, but they still have returned to natural hair. That means not relaxing it. And for others, they go all the way to not even weaving it and not putting braids, like extensions, but they just do other styles with just their hair.
Okay, fantastic. Now, I know you're very passionate when it comes to hair. I mean, I spent like 1 hour with you. You were telling me how that I should take care of my hair, how that I should feed my hair. How did you find yourself on this journey of working with natural women with natural hair?
Okay, so my passion goes all the way when I was very little. I hear my mom and my dad telling me stories of how I started. Like I'll plait anything that seems like it can be plaited. And then eventually along the way I've met wonderful women who've helped me get to the next level until now, or should I say till now. So from from the time I used to do hair, without the knowledge of hair, I'd very much be very careful with hair. I never really enjoyed relaxing it, but I would do braids and everything else with just hair after it's been washed, of course. So eventually, when it came to choosing a career, I decided I had three options first. I wanted to either be a nurse, journalist, or hairdresser. And then after thinking a lot about it, I chose to do hair. And of course, like my father would say, you chose hair and you're still on TV, which you wanted as a journalist. So it's a plus. After I decided what career I was going to go for, I then started looking for a school. So I did hairdressing and cosmetology. I didn't focus so much on cosmetics because I loved hair more than cosmetics. So I ventured into hair. After finishing my course, I did my course at Lusaka Trades. They have a hairdressing course there. After I finished, then I now started looking for a job. Found my first job. There they did, or should I say we did, natural hair and relaxed hair. So everything was happening under one roof. So that made me actually wake up, like, okay, so there's actually so much that can be done to natural hair that we don't know about. After training for like a month or 2 months, then I was actually allowed to now work on paying clients. Because at first it was like I would help with the shampooing as I was getting retrained. So my former boss made sure that you are retrained before you can actually give a service. So I trained in treating hair with chemicals, treating hair as it is with its kinky curly texture or tightly textured hair. So eventually I fell so much in love with handling natural hair. Before you think of relaxing, I'll give advice on how you can take care of it, how you can moisturize, what you can and what you can't do, how you can prevent hair loss, which is alopecia in some cases that can go deeper, or just something that you can work on and eventually get back your edges. And then from that, after I resigned, after like almost 5 years of working for my employers, I met the owner of Afropologie, where I currently am. When I met her, she had the vision of just natural hair because she was also tired of entering a salon and the first thing they tell you is we can blow your hair or we can relax it. Or if you have very thick hair and it's big and they go like, but when are we going to finish? Also, what are we going to do?
True.
And when you, so when you say you don't want to relax or blow dry, most people are like,
they get offended.
Yes.
It's like you have to have this certain hair.
Yes, like you're killing their business. Why don't you want to blow your hair? It's like they won't know how to handle it. So when we met, we exchanged notes, we talked. And I loved the idea, and I was for the idea. Because I had at least let me just say, solid 4 years of experience with natural hair and relaxed hair. I had good knowledge of natural hair. So I got on board with her, and Afropologie was born from that. It was on the process, but eventually, it's like when you find the right person to come along, then the journey begins.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so the journey began with Afropologie like that.
Okay. Yes. Now, talk to us about this myth around natural hair. I mean, I've gone natural. I think you can congratulate me.
Yes.
I've been natural. I think for the last five years now. What is this myth around natural hair? You know, women tend to say that there isn't much you can do with your natural hair. Is that true?
Well, it's not true. I say so because most of us haven't been exposed. So some of us, it's lack of digging information, and some of us, we're just so closed up with what we're doing and we think it's the only right thing to do. And then in some cases, it's just not being comfortable with yourself. So any other suggestions somebody else would give on how you can handle your natural hair or what else you can do with your natural hair, it's like, are you sure it will work? So it comes from different reasons, but it is a myth that you can't do so much with your hair. Well, just look at me. I have natural hair. I currently wear it in locks, which are called sister locks, but we've got different ways of wearing natural hair.
Yeah.
Some wear it loose, some wear it in locks, some wear it shaggy. But I think the most important for most people currently is having natural hair that is healthy. Because you can have natural hair but it's still not healthy. And you can have natural hair that is healthy.
So what is natural hair that is healthy? I'm sure that's what everybody wants to find out, including me.
Okay, so there are different ways of knowing if your hair is natural and healthy or not healthy. So sometimes you can tell by looking, sometimes you have to tell by touching, and sometimes you have to do a test.
On hair?
Yes, you can do a test.
Okay.
So some of the tests that are done is to test for porosity, you test for elasticity in hair as well. So when you do some tests, you can actually tell. You find in some cases, you find hair will float on your hair, on water.
So what is that now? So if hair is floating on top of water, that means it's not healthy, I'm thinking?
Not necessarily that it's not healthy, but sometimes it will float because it's not healthy. But sometimes it's just the way your hair is. Because some people have low porosity, some people have high porosity. And then some people, their hair is not as dense. It can be dense in terms of the thickness of the strand, which is one strand when you like pick out one strand. And then it can be dense because it's fuller on your head.
Okay.
Yes. So when you do some tests, then you know. And sometimes when you just look at the hair, you can tell the thickness at the base and the thickness at the ends is different. So the hair shaft itself will show the weakness at the end of the hair, like when you pull it. And sometimes you have split ends, sometimes you have knots.
And this is natural hair we're talking about?
Just natural hair. It's not tempered with, it's not relaxed, it's not permed. Because relaxed and perm are also different.
Yeah.
So it's not relaxed, it's not permed. But it can also be unhealthy. So to make sure that your hair is healthy, for those of us who are prone to split ends and knots, the trimming your hair is one way of making sure your hair is healthy. And then doing treatments. So there's different treatments around.
That you can do for natural hair?
Yes.
Okay.
That doesn't mean relaxing though. It's just treatments. For instance, like the way you go and treat your skin, or you go, if you've got like fungal on your nail, you go and treat it, but without changing.
Hair.
Yes, without changing its state.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are some of the benefits of wearing your hair? Of course, I'm going to share my experience, but from your own experience, what are some of the benefits of wearing your natural hair, your natural look? What does that do for a woman?
Well, in terms of my own experience, it has given me so much more than just hair. I have so much confidence. I can talk. I used to have a hard time talking, but now I can talk. I can sit down and have a conversation. And I guess it's my happy place to talk about hair, so I can actually go on and on and on. But it has given me an opportunity to actually mingle and talk to the people. And when you create like a relationship with someone, you get a chance to know their kind of needs in terms of hair, and then you also have, the insecurity and securities they have. So what it does when you wear your hair and you have the confidence, it actually kind of like recreates you. Somebody actually said that it, what word did they use?
More like you're born again?
More like you're born again.
With your new look.
More like it redefined their beauty. That's what the words that she used. She said, I know I'm beautiful, but when I started wearing my hair with confidence and knowing that my hair is good with a curly, it's not as tight as another person, or whether the higher curls are not as loose as mine or something like that, my hair is still beautiful. So it kind of defines who you are
as a woman.
Yes.
I love that. Now, we're going to take a short break. And when we come back, you talked about, before the interview, said something that was so profound, that every time you're doing hair for you, that is time of intimacy.
Oh,
So I'd like you to talk about that. And that's all we're going to talk about sister locks, the kind of hair that I'm now wearing, what it is, where it came from.
okay.
So we take a short break and we'll be right back.
To advertise on this program and enjoy amazing introductory rates, please call us on +260 211 290959 or +260 211 290912 or +260 953 538 000 or send us an email at loyolazam@gmail.com.
Hello and welcome back. If you're joining me now, I am talking to Esnat Mumba and we're talking about natural hair. The natural look, obviously because black is beautiful. Now, Esnat, I don't know why I'm calling you Esther. I'll keep calling you Esther. It's okay, right?
It's okay, right?
I like
It's
that.
okay.
Okay, so I know before we went on break, we're talking about how you love hair, how that every time you're doing hair, that is intimacy for you. That is so deep. And I remember because I had my own experience with you when I was doing my hair. Now, I know people are wondering that Mwangala is not wearing a head wrap today. It's because I am now in my natural hair and I'm wearing hair called
Sister locks.
sister locks. Now, this is a permanent look for me. This is more than the artificial hairs that are out there. I am now embracing my own hair. So talk about what you mean when you say doing hair for you is intimate.
Okay, so doing hair for me comes from a place of love for hair. So every time a client walks in, I look at, because you know the body speaks a lot more than the words would.
Did my body speak when I walked in?
Now for you, we've had more chats, so it wasn't like dramatic.
Yeah. I'm comfortable.
Yes.
Yeah.
So a client would walk in, especially for first-time clients. A client will walk in and you can read what their body is telling you. And sometimes you get a client and they don't even want to take off like a wig, even if you're going to do their hair. So sometimes we've got 2 places. So sometimes to make them comfortable, you actually, most times I'll do the consultations in the sister locks space because it's smaller, it's more cozy. Then you sit down, you have to start from something, like maybe you crack some jokes, you ask them maybe like a personal question, and then from there you get to talk to the hair itself. And when I say it's more intimate when I'm doing hair, because I just don't look at it as just hair, like, oh, I can cut it anytime. I look at it and I'm like, okay, so how am I going to fix this crown of glory? How am I going to help this person rebuild their confidence in themselves? And how am I going to help them know that the hair that they have on their head is beautiful regardless if it's short, if it's long, if it's curly, if it's loose curls. You can have all the 9 curls on your head, but it's still beautiful hair. You don't have to feel shy, you don't have to feel intimidated by somebody who's got straight hair and it's long and they can flip their hair around. So it's more than just doing hair. Like, oh, let me finish with this client, they pay, they go. No, it comes from a place of love, from deep down my heart.
I love that.
Yes.
That's so powerful. I guess that's why I'm feeling so confident because you did my sister locks. Now, talking about sister locks, what is that? Because this is what I have now. And my experience has been amazing. I mean, I'm just feeling like I'm on top of the world because I'm in my own hair. So what is sister locks?
Sister locks is a way of wearing your hair. Of course, it's trademarked, it's patented, and for one to be able to say they do sister locks, they actually need to do the training. So at Afropologie, we made, or should I say Afropologie management, made sure that we get training before we can actually do sister locks.
So not everybody can do this hair?
Not everybody.
Currently in Zambia?
Currently, I'd say for now, according to the information that I have, Afropologie is the only place that offers sister locks as at now. I don't know who else does it, but to be sure, you can actually check the website. You can actually go to www.sisterlocks.com to find
Oh, to
places where you can actually do
hair.
sister locks. Or if you can't access the website itself, you can just type where can I get sister locks on the internet, and it will give you places where you can, depending on the area that you are in as well.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Now, for the benefit of the viewers out there, so what I'm wearing is what you have, right? So this is in the initial stages.
Yes.
I'm still a baby. So this grows to that.
Yes. I like how you put it.
Yeah.
So Sister Locks has stages. That's the installation itself. For Mangala, it took us about 14 hours to do.
Of
It was-
sitting. Yeah.
Yes, 14 hours sounds a lot, like
Yeah.
a lot of hours, but it's a good time to spend with somebody you actually don't know, and
Yeah.
you get to know them,
True.
and you actually get to learn a lot. So when you're doing Sister Locks, installation is the first stage. Well, there's the consultation itself, and then there's the installation itself and the follow-ups. So at the stage that you're at is the very early stage. And then
I'm guessing
I think
it's looking good, yes?
We're odd. About 3 days old. Yes.
3 days old, yeah.
And I have been wearing my Sister Locks for 3 years now.
So is there a difference between dreadlocks and sister locks?
Yes, there is. So when you are doing Sister Locks, it doesn't involve products. You don't put
At all.
You don't put like wax and whatever. But with traditional locks, you have to put products on it for it to hold. But like I said, Sister Locks is patented and trademarked.
Wow.
So it has its own way of being done. So the process is different from traditional locks. Traditional locks can be done even in an hour, depending on who's doing it for you,
Yeah.
how long your hair is, and all that. Same with sister locks, it takes longer, depending on the
Who's
density
doing
of your
it,
hair, the length of your hair, and the size, of course, because they also have sizes.
Okay.
So traditional locks are different in that way. And then the other difference for traditional locks is what I find different. When I wear my hair down like this, it's not heavy. But for traditional locks, most times it's heavy.
heavy.
And from talking to different people who wear traditional locks, most of them have found that as the longer it gets, the more straining it can become at some point. So the difference could also be in the way you take care of the hair. With traditional locks, you put products. With sister locks, you don't put products.
Okay, another myth that, our hair can only grow to a certain length in terms of, length, of
Yeah.
course. Is that true? How long can we say African hair can get up to, shoulders, or from your experience? You've been doing sister locks for a very long time now.
Okay, from my experience, I would say hair can grow. And it can grow as long as you want it to. Although, when you have your hair loose, when you wear your hair loose, because
Takes time to grow, yeah?
it takes time to show the length. It takes time to get to the length that you want, because most times we're braiding the hair, we're combing the hair, the detangling also. So when we're doing all these things that we like to do, there's hair shading, there's hair falling off, and there's a lot of manipulation on the scalp. So you find that the scalp, when you're pulling the hair, when you're plaiting, for others they pull, others don't. But every time you're plaiting hair, the body sends a message to say, it's like you're being attacked, sort of. So the body is like in a defense mode somehow. So for it to now come back to relax and let the hair grow, takes a bit of time. So imagine you braid your hair this week, and you take it out the other week, and then you braid your hair. So it seems like
That sounds familiar. Today you're in chukutis, tomorrow you're
in
in
something else.
mukules. Yeah.
Yes, so it kind of prevents it from thriving. Whereas that's why we usually notice that people with locks have so much length.
Yeah.
Even if their hair wasn't growing as much when they just wore it loose, there's always that difference.
Yeah,
Like,
there's a
how
big
come my
difference.
hair doesn't
Like,
grow
how
as much
come?
as that
Yeah.
person? Oh, they wore their hair for 10 years and it never got to their shoulders, but they did locks and boom, they've got long hair. So it's the way you handle hair. When you have locks, you don't do much. When you have loose hair, you do so much. And there's also too much product as well. So too much product can also cause you not to thrive. Can also cause the hair not to thrive.
Wow. That's so powerful. Now, there's something that happens to, when you're wearing your own hair, and I'm talking from my own experience, is that suddenly there's this power, it's like you're in your element. It's like you're so comfortable. That is what it has done for me. I've been natural for like 5 years, and I'm so comfortable, in my own hair, to a point where artificial hair does not speak to me at all. Why do you think it's like that for most women?
How can I put it? Okay. So for some women, it's like you fell in love again.
Yeah.
Like
It's your first love.
Yes, I have fallen in love.
And that's the sweetest
again.
love ever.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you fall in love again with yourself, it's totally different. You value everything else that you have. This includes your hair, it includes your nails, your skin tone. If somebody comes to you and offers you bleach, you'll be like, no, thank you. Some of us are polite, some of us are sarcastic, so the answer would depend on that person. And then with hair, like for me, I've worn my hair in all different ways before. I had natural hair for the longest time before I finished my grade 12. And then on the day of finishing my grade 12,
We all go and have it relaxed. Yeah.
for relax, I got burnt, which I don't miss now. I got really burnt. I had sores on my head. So that was like, So now I wouldn't let anybody else do my hair anytime I wanted to relax. From the relaxers, I was like, okay, this is burning me. My hair is not doing good. When I got to school, I stopped. But now came the coloring, the toning, the blow drying. Because what the school offers you is how, at the level they're at now, let me not put it in general, at the level the school is at, or the time I was there, they'll teach you how to take care of your hair after you've relaxed it.
Not before.
Not so
Yeah.
much when it's natural.
Yeah.
So then from that experience in school, there was like so much of putting colors and everything, my hair broke off. So eventually when I got my job, the first job that I spoke about, I learned that you can actually wear your hair natural. And I was the happiest girl ever. I would wear my hair in twists, which is 2-strand twists. We cut it short to twists. I wear my hair in cornrows, like simple cornrows.
So when you say cornrows, it's mukule, right?
Yes, which is mukule. I would wear my mukules with whatever outfit I have on, didn't matter. Because from all the relaxer, the hair breaking off from products and everything else, it got damaged. I now focused on just my natural hair being healthy. So when my hair now became healthy, I was so much in love with my hair. It didn't matter what anybody else said.
And it shows. It actually shows. I mean, I'm looking at your hair and I can see that you're in love with your hair.
Every single
Now,
day.
I know we don't have a lot of time, but one question that I'd like you to that I always ask my guests is, if you were to do something differently, what would that be? Or let me rephrase it. If you're on your deathbed and God gave you a second chance to live, what is that one thing you'd do differently?
I would definitely encourage that young girl to appreciate who they are, to appreciate their natural being. Because many a times when you've fallen off because somebody said you look dark, your hair is curly, why can't you have it straight? And then sometimes maybe I also say that to somebody's child or to someone else. That's something that I would change. I would speak positively about a person. I would encourage them positively and just be good to everybody.
Yeah, I like that. That's so powerful. Okay, so your final remarks for that one who is not comfortable to be in their own hair?
Okay, so for some of us who are still in either wigs because we're not comfortable, or braids, or still wearing the Brazilian hairs, you can do this. You can do this. Afropologie has your back. You can come through for a consultation. Consultation is free actually on natural hair. We can tell you the do's and don'ts. We can give you advice on what you can do and how you can help and how you can actually style your hair by yourself. Yes, and the one thing that I would love to say at this point is, can we be very comfortable to the point where if I walk into an office, I will not be judged by my hair, but at least give me a chance to speak about what you're speaking about.
Before you go to my hair.
Before you say, oh, did you forget to comb your hair?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, did you forget this?
Wow,
Yeah.
that is so powerful. It was nice having you on the show.
Thank you. Good to
And
be here.
we're rocking in our sister locks.
Yes, we are.
Oh, yeah. We're changing the world. We're changing the way people look at our hair as African women.
Yes.
Because I think black is
Beautiful.
beautiful.
And black don't crack.
And black don't crack. Thank you so much for coming to the show.
Yeah.
And I'll see you soon because
Yes.
I know I'll need to keep coming so
Yes.
that my hair can flourish
Yes.
as
And
much as hers.
you can keep your viewers posted on
Of
my hair.
course,
Yes.
they can join me on my journey as I embark on my sister locks.
Yes, you can.
So there you have it. Black is beautiful. It is time that we started embracing our hair as Africans because our hair does not crack. This has been Mwangala Chakalashi Santos. Join me for another exciting episode.